Hey folks, welcome back. It is Bilt time. It's got to be done. I'm sorry. This will be long-winded. Let's jump into it. But before we get into the speculation station part of things, Bilt has a new facet to their travel booking. They have a new booking platform. It is called HomeAway from Home. It is exclusive to Bilt Gold and Bilt Platinum members who haven't had a bone thrown to them in a while. You'll earn 2 points per dollar on hotel bookings through this platform. It is in association with Virtuoso, so you'll get Virtuoso benefits at these locations. You'll also have a HomeAway from Home concierge to contact to help set up these trips, or if there are any complications on the trip, you can contact the concierge. I hope they give you a phone number, but you'll earn 2 points per dollar on these bookings. If you use the Bilt card, that's going to get you 4 points per dollar. And I'm sure it would be 6 points per dollar on rent day if you make these purchases on rent day. If you're using any non-Bilt credit card, you'll get whatever the earnings on that card are plus 2 times Bilt points. So that's a plus. Nice little stack right there. And you'll get Virtuoso benefits, as I said, $100 property credit, breakfast for 2, welcome amenity, all those sorts of things. And if you have a loyalty program number with the hotel that you happen to be staying at through this program, I'm sure you can add that and have your nights reflected just like Virtuoso does. And Spathco, please keep me honest if Virtuoso doesn't do this, but it goes through, but other luxury platform bookings do, let me know. So off the bat, nice little bit of news for Bilt there. But let's get into the real bit here. With Bilt moving away from Wells Fargo, or Wells Fargo walking away from Bilt, I don't know which way you want to define it, changes are going to be made not only to the card, obviously, but also to other facets of the program, like the payment processing for rent. Wells Fargo was subsidizing Bilt's ability to give you 1 times points per dollar and waive the processing fee. They were paying a good chunk of the processing fee. Now, I'm certain that given Bilt's earnings and revenue and all of that, that they can eat that cost now and still provide 1x points, potentially provide 1x points per dollar on rent. But if they wanted to, I don't know, save a buck or two, or a lot money in different places for the program, they could still be fee free, but you're paying the fee effectively by earning fewer points. So I could see $2 per point for rent. So $1,200 in rent will be 600 points if you have the no annual fee card. Now, this would also be a way to delineate the cards and push you into an annual fee card. So first potential hazard of Bilt 2.0 could be the no annual fee card gets you 1 point per $2 on rent, transaction fee free, or you accept the transaction fee and they bump that up to the full point per dollar. Then at the $95 level, you just get the flat 1 point per dollar. You're good. And the fee is waived. You're giving Bilt and cardless $95 for the privilege to keep having what you have on the card now. Then there's the $495 card. And I think they'll potentially do either 1.25 or, if they really can finagle the economics of it, give you up to 1.5. We haven't seen 1.5 before. We also didn't see $495 as an annual fee. Most realistically, it will be 1.25, and you go from there. So rent earning is going to change. With rent earning changes, I think you're also going to see your ability to earn rent with non-Bilt cards potentially change as well. It was offered initially at 1 point per dollar on Visas, MasterCards, and Discovers, and 1 point per $2 on American Express cards. I think we're going to end up seeing something like, then they changed it to 1 point per $2 on all credit cards. I think they're going to further dig into that, where you may see 1 point per $2, or maybe it's 2 points per $3, potentially, where $1,200 in rent now is what, $1,200 times 1 point, about 400 points instead of 600. That would suck, but Bilt gets to pull the strings. I think your overall earning on rent and then mortgages, and we don't even know what the mortgage structure is going to look like with or without a card. So there's going to be that. Then let's get into the cards. When Bilt sent out the Bilt 2.0 survey, and I went to view from the wing just to get this survey up. Let's pull up the survey, share screen. We're going to do this one. Share. This is the no annual fee option that went out. They gave you options A and option B. Option A was 4 times points on Bilt neighborhood dining, Walgreens, Lyft, 1.5x on all other spend. Option B was 1x points on rent and mortgage, 3x points on Bilt neighborhood dining, Walgreens Lyft, 2x points on gas grocery dining, and 1x points on all other spend. I think they've landed on option A. This keeps their neighborhood spend. It keeps you wanting to do the neighborhood spend because it's going to give you that Bilt neighborhood dining. It's going to give you Walgreens. It's going to give you Lyft. I don't know if they're going to keep rent day as 2x everything, because that would be 3 times points on all of their spend on rent day. But I think they've landed on option A. And I say that just because option B, while more, if they expand out the neighborhood concept, which it sounds like they are, this would give them the ability to add multipliers at 4x at whatever gas station they align with, whatever grocery store they align with, and specifically keep you in those companies for your Bilt loyalty and your Bilt spend, whereas the general categories are more limiting to what Bilt wants to do. So I think Bilt wants to move away from the idea of general categories, and they would rather just do a 1.5x catch-all, but they want you staying with as much Bilt stuff as possible. Much like we're seeing Chase and American Express give you more points for staying in the portal, and you're going to see, and Capital One does this, and you're probably going to see Citi do this as well. We'll see with Wells Fargo. I don't know what Wells Fargo is going to do, but I think they've landed on option A here for Bilt. But this is going to be their modus operandi in getting you to direct more of your spend with their neighborhood partners. They'll want to do that to attract more neighborhood partners so that eventually they could get all of your major purchasing done at this higher level. Now they can say to you on the net, hey, you go to Walgreens for your prescriptions, you go to Shell for your gas, you go to, they'll have to do it regionally, but Albertsons or a Giant or a Kroger related grocery store for your groceries, and go from there. So no annual fee card. I think that you're going to see the whatever the neighborhood program is at 4x and then 1x on it, 1.5x on everything else. I don't think they want to do general categories anymore. General categories can get expensive. And we don't know what their rent day stuff is going to look like, because if they're going to double rent day, that's 8 times points at Bilt dining. That is 8 times points at Walgreens, 8 times points on Lyft, which might work out well, right? Get you spending your money there. Next up, we've got what should be the 95, but could be the 550. Okay, so this was the 550 option. We're going to go lowest, highest, and then come back in the middle. They have settled on $495 as the annual fee. Now, option A give you 1x points on rent and mortgage, 5 times points on hotels booked through Bilt neighborhood dining, Lyft, and Walgreens, 4x points on direct flight bookings, 2 times points on dining, 1 times points on all other spend, with $380 in annual partner credits. Now, those partner credits were on both cards. We'll cover that in just a second. Option B is 1.25 points on rent and mortgage, 5 times points on hotels booked through Bilt, Lyft, and Walgreens, 4x points on Bilt neighborhood dining, 3x points on direct flights, 2x points on gas and grocery, 1x points on all other spend. I think they're going to come up with something closer to option B. And I think they're going to give you the 1.25 because you're paying $495 for the card, and they're going to finagle things on the lower end. 5x points on hotels booked through Bilt, Lyft, and Walgreens, continuing that trend that I mentioned on the no annual fee card. I don't know if they're going to keep the 4x points on neighborhood dining. They could do the 3x points direct bookings. They'll drop the 2x points and they'll keep the 1 times points on all other spend. I don't know if they're going to keep these 3 and 4x categories. The $300 in annual credits. This was a $200 Bilt hotel credit. I could see that sticking. $120 Bilt fitness credit. Yep, I see that happening. $60 Walgreens credit and priority pass. And for $495, I'm sure they'll also throw in like a Blade lounge if you decide to book with Blade to get to the airports. So $495, there may be some additional credits as well, but they're going to start at they're definitely going to have this $380. I don't know what else they would add, honestly. Maybe a $120 Lyft credit, or lean on what other benefits the card issuing network could give you. Bilt has historically been a MasterCard. $4.95 could get you a brand spanking new World Legend MasterCard and glom onto the World Legend MasterCard benefits. Bilt is also a pretty big partner with MasterCard. So they did say the first card is launching in Q3, so it's more likely going to be the Strata Elite, but it wouldn't surprise me if the $495 card is going to be a MasterCard World Legend card from Bilt. But I think they're going to do the 1.25. I think they're going to rationalize it as it's 1.25 on your biggest expense. We'll give you some 5% categories on our specific neighborhood category. We might even get rid of all of these 4, 3, and 2 options. Maybe they'll do 3x on direct flights. Maybe. More likely they'll do 3x on flights booked through the Bilt booking platform. We'll see. And then 1x on all other spend because they're going to want you to spend on the card. So we'll stop sharing this one, and then we'll look at the last one. This is going to be the $95 card. So I'm sorry I went out of order. I did no annual fee, $4.95, $95. The $95 card is going to be a little weird, obviously. So we're going to pull this up now. These were the options: 1x points on rent, 5x points on Bilt neighborhood dining, hotels booked through Bilt, Lyft, and Walgreens. Weirdly stronger than the $4.95 option. 2 times points on dining, grocery, and gas. 1 times points on all others with $170 in annual credits. Option B was 1x points on rent and mortgage. I'm going to assume this is 1x point on rent and mortgage. No fee attached. Maybe you'll get an option to do an elevated earn on rent and mortgage if you are willing to pay the fee. But the fee would wipe out most of the earnings that you'd get. That would be tricky. The option B was 5 times points on Bilt neighborhood dining, Lyft, dining, Walgreens, 2 times points on travel, and 1 times points on all other spend. This is the $95, what is now the Bilt card. I could certainly see that being the case. This was a $60 credit both at Bilt Fitness and Walgreens, as well as a $50 Bilt hotel credit. Maybe they bump this up. I doubt it because they're going to tell you it's $170 in credits versus a $95 annual fee. So, yeah, that's not great. Maybe there'll be a Lyft credit as well. This will not be a World Legend MasterCard. This will definitely be a World Elite MasterCard should they stay with MasterCard. Same thing. They'll load up the 5x points categories on neighborhood-related spend. So they're going to do more points on neighborhood-related spend, and I wouldn't be surprised to see dining and travel eventually go away, and this just becomes a 5x 1x, the same as the $495 card, where you do Bilt neighborhood dining, you got Lyft, you got Walgreens at 5x, and then 2x on travel and 1x on all other spend. I genuinely don't know, but the more I think about Bilt, the more I think and thinking about what they're trying to do in terms of their neighborhood concept and their flywheel, they're going to put more points on neighborhood related spend than general spend. They are going to move away from general spend as much as possible. So they don't want to do 5x dining. They don't want to do 3x gas. They don't want to do 3x grocery. They want to do 5 times points at, again, those partners, whoever those partners are. If they partner with Safeway on the West Coast, and they partner with Kroger in Middle America, and they partner with Giant and Albertsons on the East Coast, that is a significant amount of they'll have all the groceries there. And if you're only in the neighborhood with those particular vendors, you're going to drive people to specific supermarkets. Acme on the East Coast is in Albertsons. Right, is Albertsons. Stop and Shop is Giant. I don't remember who ShopRite is under. I think ShopRite is its own brand at this point still, but I don't know. Kroger has Meijer, has Harris Teeter, has Kroger, has a whole bunch of other. You could also partner with Hy-Vee. You could partner with some others, H-E-B in Texas, if H-E-B wanted to join the 21st century. Publix in Florida, Piggly Wiggly in the Deep South. Those are some other grocery options, but like your grocery store is going to be a neighborhood concept. So they're going to they're going to drive their points earning capabilities and therefore spend to their partners. And they're going to partner with I think they're going to end up partnering with different companies in different areas of the country. That's how broken apart it's going to be. So if you happen to have, they'll do it by subsidiary for the huge companies, the Albertsons, the Giants, the whatever. But if you have a more regional neighborhood option, they're going to go with them. And if you're outside of that region, maybe they'll switch it up for you depending on how effective the cardless app is going to be. They'll geolocate you and update what partners they have their relationship with to drive your spend while you're traveling. That could be a concept. How much of one, I don't know. But I think the cards are going to change systemically to a point where if it's not Bilt neighborhood related, you're only going to get at most 1.5, more than likely 1x. Other changes I can definitely see. We're 17 minutes in. 5 transactions going away. It will not be 5 transactions. It will be a minimum spend requirement. I do not know if they're going to require at least $1,000 a month of spend to get your rent and mortgage points. They should be copying Mesa on this one to ensure the highest amount of points, the highest amount of spend guaranteed. If cardless is smart, they required that, but I don't know how smart cardless is. And then I don't know if cardless is going to negotiate with MasterCard or Visa or anyone else, because they do have these relationships across the board, if they're going to tack on other support systems from that these levels of cards can get. $4.95 World Legend MasterCard. If World Legend MasterCard offers you primary CGW, is cardless going to get puts primary CGW on this card? In a seamless transition, everything should carry over, so you would expect primary CGW. Is that likely? I don't know. Is it likely that they add more insurances, remove insurances? How much of the other benefits of the card do they enhance or destroy? We don't know yet. It's not like the Qatar card or the LATAM cards are going to have particularly strong benefits that are unique to Visa Signature, Visa Infinite cards, or MasterCard World Elite cards. So we just have to see what happens there. But I don't know. And then the last thing is just going to be, how are they going to do mortgage? But that I don't know. It would make the most sense to do everything connect through Plaid and just verify the way that Mesa does. I have to imagine that's what they're going to do. They could continue the ACH approach that they have. In all, I'm wary of Bilt being able to pull off this conversion. The conversion from Evolve to Wells Fargo was messy, and I'm sure they learned lessons, and I'm sure they'll implement those lessons as best they can. But now you're going to be picking up this whole new card ecosystem with cardless, where cardless is the front end. Sure, okay, cardless is the front end, and yeah, we'll see how good that is. Eventually, folks who had held the Evolve version of the Bilt card had to reapply it at Wells Fargo. Do Wells Fargo, like, how guaranteed is it the Wells Fargo folks aren't going to have to reapply for new cards? Is cardless going to lift the 1 card per family rule? Because it would make a certain amount of sense to potentially have a base of 1.5 everything, plus being able to get those higher end multipliers and the travel benefits of the $4.95 card. We don't know about that. That's in question. And finally, when it comes to customer service, cardless is going to fix customer service. Cardless absolutely will be able to no, it's still on Bilt to have customer service figured out, because Bilt has to cross-train cardless. Bilt didn't cross-train Wells Fargo. How likely is it that cardless is going to be trained? I have no evidence to say that they will. Just saying, cardless knows what they're doing, sure, maybe, but it takes 2 to tango, and one partner has never set foot on the dance floor with 2 issuing banks. So no, I don't believe that this is going to be as seamless as everyone thinks it's going to be, or everyone claims it's going to be. So we'll just have to see. Bilt is going to lean into their flywheel. Bilt is going to lean into neighborhoods. Bilt is going to give you more points for spending on within the neighborhood concept than they are on general topics. I don't think they want to award 3 points per dollar on gas. I don't think they want to award 4 points per dollar on general travel. I don't think they want to award 4 points per dollar on travel booked outside of their portal. Everything's going to go through the portal. Everything's going to go through neighborhood, and they're going to push as many companies into neighborhood as they can, but they're going to try to control as much of neighborhood as possible. Credit cards weren't even mentioned as a huge part of the business going forward, and it's not a huge part of the business now. 85% of Bilt users don't have a Bilt credit card. I don't think Bilt is going to worry too much about the credit card going forward. It wouldn't surprise me in the next 10 years, if Bilt gets to 10 years, that they even care about their credit card division. Like, they could have 100 million users and maybe 15 million of them will have the Bilt card, if that. Yeah. Anyway, Bilt, I'm hoping does well, but I'm wary, and I don't know how this conversion is going to go. I wish they had gone to a bigger bank, a more capable of taking on this user base now bank, but we'll see how it goes. That's going to do it for this one. If you like what I do, hit the subscribe button down below. Check out the Stack Your Points podcast. If you really like what I do here on YouTube, consider becoming a channel member. $2.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. Check out my pinned comment for ways to support me outside of YouTube as well. Buy me a Ko-fi, anything like that. 2 videos are going to pop up here. Definitely check those out. But I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.